So first off, we want to congratulate the team leaders of the week. We've got Melissa Schwab with Success Club 2, so that's incredible. We're only like how many days into the month? Like 9 days or 7 days, so that's amazing. Good job. And we also have volume leaders who is Bonnie Chrisman and Kate Blackmore. So congratulations, you guys. That's amazing. You'll notice too that some people now are more driven to their fitness goals and maybe touching base with you on programs and stuff now that the holidays are over and just the craziness has kind of settled down. So you guys will notice probably a time in your business the next couple months for all those people getting ready for bikini season and summer. So it's going to be awesome. So you're off to an incredible start. So tonight we're going to talk about something that is crucial and a huge part of your Beachbody coaching business, leadership. But leadership can also be such a scary word. People in this business get very nervous when they hear that word. And I'm going to try to break it down to you tonight so you guys don't feel as threatened when you hear that. I felt the same way when I first started. I thought how can I lead a team? I know nothing about this. What can I possibly offer in this category? I'm no good at it. So I want to break down this for you guys because it's really not as scary as it seems. So the word leader or leadership scares people because they often think about like a lot of responsibility, control, telling others what to do. That's what society has labeled a leader, and that is totally not what a leader is. That is not what leadership is in the least sense. That's basically describing a boss, not a leader. So a boss is somebody who tells you what to do, who tells you how to do things, and if you're doing it properly, if you're doing it effective enough, and when to do it, right? So we are not bosses in this business. We are leaders. So let's get down to it. If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader. So I want you guys to picture this. You guys are already leaders. Sitting here right now, each and every one of you is a leader already. A leader is basically somebody who takes what they know, any information that they've learned, and passes it on to somebody else to make their journey easier. And why do I know you guys are all leaders already? Because if you've ever run a challenge group, if you've ever run a clean eating group, if you've ever even talked to people and gave them advice about health and fitness, you are all leaders because you're passing along information that you know to help somebody else in their journey and in their experience. So that is what leadership basically is. So I want to get to more of technical stuff for running your business as a leader. So I want you guys to set boundaries. Now, basically, you need to set your team up so they respect you, basically. So you want to be sticking with your business hours because, as you guys all know, business hours are crucial. Oh yeah, hold on one second. It's not working. Sorry. Yeah, you have to be faithful to your business hours because if you don't, you will burn out. You will hate your job. This will not fit into your schedule the way it should. So always have that foundation set. We all have different business hours. So I have different business hours than my team. My team has different business hours than their coaches. So we just have to respect everybody's schedule and deal with it the best we can. So some of us are full-time moms. So in the morning and the evening is when we get most of our stuff done. Some of us work shift work. So some of us are working nights and doing our business stuff in the day. So as long as you guys set that boundary with your coaches, they will respect you and it will keep everybody more sane. Trust me. Coaches must earn your time. So make sure that you know who you're spending your time on and why you're spending your time on them and how much. We will go through this a little bit later in the call. But just to give you an example, say you guys are watching a movie with your family and it's family time, the phones are on silent and put away. You get a message, you look at it, and it's one of your coaches. You have to decide in that moment if this coach is has earned your time to maybe pause the movie and go reply to their message ASAP. Say they have a question about a challenge pack that they need answered right now. Make sure that you decide if that coach deserves your family time, because that is, again, your crucial business hours. So if this coach is somebody who kind of is a fly-by-night, which is fine in this business, and they're asking you where to find an answer, you might want to set your phone aside and say, I'll answer that later, because they will understand you have business hours. So make sure that you are picking who earns your time and whose time you spend most with. And thirdly, they have to meet you halfway. So if you have a coach who is asking for help, of course, we're here to help. That's what leaders do. We're here to help people, show them the right path, show them the right direction, give them ideas, help them critique things. But you should never be doing all the work. You can't do everything for everybody, right? They have to meet you halfway. So make sure that they're putting in the effort necessary for you to be responding and acting on their request. So basically what all this boils down to, guys, is you teach people how to treat you. So if you set that respect boundary up right away, your coaches will respect you more and your relationship with them will be so much stronger. So we've all had new coaches and we're all super excited that you've recruited somebody new who's really excited about starting the business, right? But you have to remember that everybody runs their business differently. That's okay. Some people are discount coaches. Some people are business builders that like want to go all in. Some people are hobby coaches that kind of just do what they can when they have time or when they feel like it. Those are all okay. Those are completely welcome in this business, because that's the beauty of this journey and this job, is you can choose how you work it and what you get out of it. But you must, as their coach, match their pace. So you don't want to sign a hobby coach who's kind of in it and going to do kind of what they want when they want to, which is fine. You don't want to be treating them as a business builder. You don't want to be pouring all your energy and all your time into that coach when they are not, that's not matching their pace. You have to respect what they want as their goals, just like they have to respect your time. So what I always tell my new coaches is, I match your pace. When you walk, I walk. When you run, I run. When you sprint, I sprint. Your goals are my goals, right? We don't create goals for other people. We just help them with their own. So the bottom line is also, you cannot do it for them. They have to want it for themselves. You can't want it for them either. They have their own personal goals that you're there to help them with, and period, end of story. And trust me, when you kind of get that in motion, you will have so much less stress. So just keep that in mind. So leaders don't create followers, they create more leaders. So the best quality you can teach your new coaches is to be self-sufficient. Again, you're here to help. You're here to answer questions. You're here to point them in the right direction. That's what your job is. But it comes time in a coach's business that they need to step up and be the leader themselves, right? That's our ultimate goal for each one of our own personally sponsored coaches, is to see them succeed, to see them grow their own team, and to see them be the leader that they aspire to be. So you have to give them the tools in order to do that. So teach them how to be self-sufficient. Teach them the FAQs where they are. So if they have a question on Shakeology or the new performance line or any of the programs, you know, they can go there first and peek it, take a look at it, and then come to you with their questions. Google's your best friend. You can pretty much find anything on there. The Shine Bright Dynasty website has oodles of stuff. Our file section has oodles of stuff, direct links, conversation stuff, what else? Everything, like scripts and stuff for groups, a lot of stuff's in there. The team page has a lot, and YouTube too, if they want to know an answer. Just make sure that they know that those resources are available to them, so then they can go there first and then come to you with their questions later. That's a lot better for everybody's time. That's more efficient for their time. And it'll also teach them where everything is, how to find everything. And like I said, when they start growing their own team and becoming their own self-leader, they will be so much better off. It'll be one of the best things that you help them do as their coach. Getting your coaches off to a great start. This is something that is crucial to your business and to your coach's business. So first step I always take with a new coach is I send them a welcome email. There is welcome email scripts in the file section of the team page. If you ever want to create your own, you can go in there and just kind of take what I wrote, make it your own. Team Beachbody has one actually themselves as well that I took and kind of recreated. That's always the first thing. I always talk about how excited I am to have them on the team, how I am, like, their goals are my goals, basically. I want them to know that I'm there for them with any questions, even if it's a discount coach, just so they know that what the opportunity is, how it works. I tell them about the team calls and just all the information they need to know. And I try in that email, I put that I want to schedule a Get Started Right call with them. Now, GSRs, if you guys aren't sure, it's the Get Started Right call that you should always have with your new coaches. So before, I used to pile all the information in one call, and I found a better, more efficient way to do that. That helps me get to know the person on a personal level, as opposed to just like the details of Beachbody. So this is what I suggest. First, ask them about their goals. Why did they join the business? What are they looking for to get out of it? So you know, as their coach, how to help them and how to guide them in the direction that they want to go and end up. You want to talk about their why. Why did they join the business? Did they have super results with the 21-day fix and now want to pass that along to other people? Are they looking to make an extra $500 or maybe more? Are they looking to stay at home with their kids more? Are they wanting to quit their part-time job? Whatever it is, find out their why so you know why they're there, and you can refer back to that why when they are struggling, when they're coming to you because they're not sure if it's cut out for them. Just always remind them why they are here doing this. We all need that reminder sometimes. lay out your expectations for them. So basically what I said earlier, you match their pace. You're here to help. You can help them with all of that stuff, but you also want to ask them what their expectations are from you. So it could be they want you to help them keep on track if they lose. Whatever their expectations are of you, you want to just have that mapped out so everybody's understanding where everybody is, what your role is. And I usually now suggest doing that call in the purple separately. So that's a quick, like, get to know them. It's like nonchalant, it's non-stressful, just get to know what they're in, all these things, why they're here, so you can always refer back to them and you know what they need and want when they're going into the business. So you're not trying to push them farther than they want to go, or maybe you don't realize how much they want to do the full business. Then, and this is going to be something new you guys probably saw on the team calendar, I would like to start doing monthly or bi-weekly get started right calls with the technical information on Beachbody. Like I said, if you do your own, I'd rather see you do 2 separate calls just so it's not overwhelming to your new coach. But I would like to get these going if we have enough people to make it worth having a group one, and we can go over everything and answer questions together. So this call would be about Success Club, about Earn Your Emerald, about training, so what's available, the Rock the Basics, when it's starting, and talk to them a little bit about social media as well, just so they kind of know how we do things, right? We do not plaster stock photos of prices on our walls. That is not what we do. That is very salesy. It's very icky. We want to touch people on a personal level and show them how the products work for us and more or less share our journey. So that is what I would suggest doing in the second call. Now, you want to make sure that your new coaches understand the full effect and the goodness of Success Club and Emerald. You want to explain to them why it is such a big deal for this business. And you know why it's a big deal, right? When coaches are hitting Success Club and they reach Emerald, they know their business is growing. There's a reason why we have Success Starters. So Success Starters is if you hit Success Club the first 3 months in a row of your business, you get your summit ticket paid for to go. Nashville is this year, and you get usually a gift from your coach. And that is just to show people that when they are hitting Success Club, their business is growing, they're going to see their income climb. And again, Emerald is recognition. It's showing them that they are doing something right. So we are very, 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 we like to see progress like now, right? We like to see results now. Think of weight loss. When people, that's what we're here as coaches, when people aren't seeing the weight loss that they wanted to, you have to get in there and you're like, okay, it's okay, you're building muscle, it's a journey, you know, you have to go through all those things. But as the way we're built is we love to have, to see results like now. So that's why Success Club and Earn Your Emerald in the first 3 months are so important, is because your coaches are going to see those results right away, and it's going to make them keep going. When they see those extra $300 to $500, they're going to be like, wow, you know what? This is already paying off. I like it. It builds that momentum for them, and it gives them that drive, where if they don't see it automatically right away, they might get a little frustrated, which is fine. If you don't hit Success Club the first month or the first few months of your business, it's no big deal. But in this aspect, we want to just make sure that our coaches know why it's so crucial, so then they get a head start, and hopefully it's enough of a rush to keep going. Okay, so I want you guys to exercise your leadership roles. When's the last time you tried doing something for the first time, right? We always want to be stepping out of that comfort zone. That's the only way to grow. That's the only way to grow yourself, your business, everything. So you never want to get comfortable in this business, because that's where the outside of your comfort zone is where the magic happens. So a couple of ideas for you guys. These will depend on your own personal business, how far along you are, what your interests are in the business. This will all depend and determined by each person. So it's up to you to kind of decide which ones that are effective for you. So first off, setting up a team page is such a great way to kickstart your leadership. Even if you only have a handful of coaches, it's okay to start one. Trust me, I'd rather you start one now with like 3 to 5, if that, new coaches, because it'll get you comfortable with the whole idea of running it. It's just like your like page. Then you'll kind of know it's there, and it'll remind you that it's there. And before you have this ginormous team, I remember when I first started, I only had a handful of coaches. I had a lot of discount coaches, which was fine, but I was sending I think it was 3 emails to people like, oh, this is on sale, or here's the challenge packs for this month, or here's the Success Club prize. And I was sending that email 3 times. I'm like, this is ridiculous. So then I had them in a thread. And then it was so silly because if you missed anything, it was just whatever. So I started my team page with probably 4 other people, but it was a place to put all your information. It's one spot. You can start building that. So when you do, you want to set up for momentum, right? You want to set up for when you do have 30, 50, 100 coaches in there. You want to have it set up and all ready to go, so you can dive in efficiently. So that's one. Hosting calls is a big one. Now, this will, again, determine and be based on your own business. So some coaches do calls or team calls bi-weekly. Some do them monthly. I personally do them every week because I can carve out the time, no problem. I just make sure my hubby's home to put Weston to bed if he doesn't go to sleep right away. I can personally carve out the time for you guys. And even if one person only makes it, that's totally fine in my books, because you've earned my time. I'm going to answer any question you have. And like I said, you've earned that time. If there's 5 people, if there's 10 people, that's amazing. But I can personally carve that time out for you guys. If you can't, that's okay. Start with bi-weekly or maybe even monthly, just to go over the beginning of the month, go over who got Success Club, who had the highest volume, to give a little recognition, go over the challenge pack promotions, go over any questions on coming into the new month. It's your business and you can run it however you want and however your team sees fit. One-on-one calls are also important too, as I just talked about the Get Started Right calls. I always suggest doing that one, especially personally yourself as their coach, because that's going to really tie you guys together. It's going to get that relationship built. Right now, it might not seem like such a big deal because you probably know the new coaches that you're signing. You've probably been friends with them for a while or worked with them or whatever. But there's going to be a time in your business where you have people from your like page who you've never met before, who you've never talked to in person, who did a challenge group and now wants to become a coach. That's why those one-on-one calls are so crucial, is because you get to talk face-to-face, just like we're doing now. You get to know them a little better, have them get to know you, so then they are comfortable coming with you with their struggles, with questions, and anything to do with their business. So that's 2 things with calls. And again, you can schedule these how you see fit. And with your one-on-one calls, Again, make sure you have business hours. So say you're going to have a movie night with your family, do not schedule the call on the same night. If you have Fridays that are dedicated to your family, you know not to schedule anything on that day because you will probably be doing something with your family. So again, this business is incredible because we can choose our business hours and work when it's the best time for us. Recognize your coaches is another big thing to try to start doing early in your business. Again, the best reward is recognition, right? It helps your coaches know that they're doing stuff right. So if you're giving a shout out about Success Club, one of your coaches hit Success Club. If you're doing a shout out for volume, if you're shooting out for anything like weight loss, or they say they finish hammer and chisel and you want to give them props for that, anything that has to do with recognition, shoot it out there because you never want to hold any of that back. It helps your coaches understand that they're on the right track, that you're proud of them, that somebody's watching, somebody's seeing all their efforts, and somebody really cares about what they're doing and that they're doing it correctly. And lastly, and this is for anybody who is Emerald, check your sponsorship drill down every single Thursday. So you can find this in your Coach Online office under My Business, and a pop-up will come down and it'll say sponsorship drill down, and you can open up everybody who is in your downline. So your coaches, your coaches' coaches, your coaches' coaches' coaches, all of your downline is in there. You can see everything. So the most important thing to do with sponsorship drill down is to check for active and inactive coaches. So I'll give you an example. If you say you have an Emerald coach and you go in your downline and on Thursday morning, one of their coaches on their, say, right leg is red inactive, that means that they're projected to go inactive the following Thursday. So they have a week when it's red. So you should then, because your coach is probably very new and they're not sure where to find all this stuff, let alone what to do with it, go to your coach, tell them that they have one of their coaches who's projected to go inactive, because if that coach doesn't do anything with their inactive, then your coach will bump down back to just a coach. They'll lose their Emerald rank and they'll miss out probably on team bonus cycles, which is, you don't want to do that. So always be mindful of that. And again, if you see an inactive, make sure you let the person know so they know what's going on. As your team grows, again, you're going to have to do this more deeply. So your coaches, right? You just kind of want to keep track of everything that's going on in your downline. And it might affect your rank too. Say if you're a diamond and one of your emeralds is going to lose a coach next week, that will affect your rank too, if it's the only diamond. So, or if it's the only emerald. So always be mindful of that. And I'll explain that quick one more time. When it's red inactive, that means that they're not inactive yet. So no ranks are lost. But the following Thursday, if nothing happens, so if they don't get their PV or if they don't pay their business fee or whatever the issue was, then that will go officially inactive, and that's when losing ranks happen. Again, it happens a lot, but just so you guys know to really watch that for your team so they know what's going on with their downline. Okay, your coaches aren't going to care what you say. They're going to care only on what you do. So you always want to lead by example. That is the most effective way to show your leadership and to show your seriousness for the business and to help your coaches understand what is crucial for them to be doing to be successful. So bosses say go, leaders say let's go. So you guys are a team. You want to always be working. We're all level here. We're all in the same wavelength. We all have the same to-dos every day. So stuff that you want to be doing, stuff that you want your coaches to be doing, you have to be doing yourself. So if that's hitting Success Club, if that's doing your PD every day, if that's posting on your Facebook, working out, drinking your Shakeology, attending these team calls, the National Wake Up Call, the Shine Bright Call, whatever it is, whatever you want your coaches to do, you have to be doing yourself for them to actually understand the core value of these things. So don't just tell people what to do, show them. That is when your leadership and your advice is going to be the most effective. This might sound cliche, but stay positive. Being positive is in a negative situation is not naive, it's leadership. So I don't care what happened, if your coach lost a coach, if your coach went inactive, if a Beachbody order didn't ship properly, if the site's down, if they lost their team call, whatever it is that your coaches come to with an issue, I want you guys to stay positive in the most negative situation. You are the rock of your team. You are the light of your team. Your team looks up to you with these kind of things. And the last thing you want to do is join them in their despair when they're upset and they're frustrated. The last thing you want to do is feed that, because that is going to help nobody. You as their coach might be the only support that they have in their life, right? We all know. I was one of them. My husband did not believe in Beachbody. He didn't say that fully and meanly, and he kind of says no, he didn't, but he wasn't all that supportive when I started my fitness journey. When I started this business, he thought it was going to be like anything else I tried and failed at or quit at. So you might be your coach's only source of support. So you have to be that rock. You have to be that person that they can come to and to lift them up. I know that not everything is going to go perfectly, because it never does in any business, in any situation, in any relationship. It's not going to be perfect. But you have to remember to respond in this way. Your team will mirror your actions and attitude. So if your energy is contagious, so if you're in your team page and you're negative, your team is going to be negative too. They're going to pick up on that. They're going to feed on that, and they're going to do the same thing. This is silly, but think of it this way. When you're around a certain friend or family member and they're negative, you pick up on it. Or if they're positive and happy, you pick up on it. You might not even realize it, but being around that is what you will become if you are not aware of it. You have to remember that you are what you attract. So if your mindset is always kind of on the negative side and you get frustrated really easy, which, getting frustrated is normal, but you want to remember who you're trying to attract. You want to attract fun, uplifting, positive, caring people that you would love to work with. So that's what you kind of have to try to be. You have to try to be your most positive, upbeat, caring self, and that's what you will attract. You do not want people in your team who are putting a damper on things, right? Am I right? So you want to always be aware of that. And all this leads to, what are you going to get out of it in the end? So think about it this way. Are you ever productive when you're upset or stressed or depressed or frustrated? Are you ever productive? I sure as heck not. I can't think straight. Nothing goes right. I'm not as efficient, and neither will your coaches. So if you're leaking that negative energy and that negative tune into your team, they're going to be less productive. So you have to just think of the bigger picture. So when those issues arise, which I swear to you they will, and it won't be easy, you have to help them understand that everything's going to work out, it's going to be fine, and just help them see the light, and that this time, this too shall pass, it will be fine. And network marketing, again, is different than any other job on this planet. Any other job, you go in and your boss tells you when to be there, and you don't file the report fast enough, and then you get into trouble and you go home and you mope and you cry and you hate your job, and then, the next morning at 8 a.m., you walk into those doors because you have to. You need the paycheck. You need the job. Your boss is going to fire you if you don't show up. So network marketing, people, it's so easy to throw in the towel, right? It's so easy to say like, okay, well, this isn't working, I quit. This isn't going perfectly, I don't want to deal with this, I quit. So you have to understand yourself and help your coaches understand that you didn't leave the 9-to-5 job when something went wrong, but you're going to leave this network marketing that you have full control of that's got a bump in the road. Everything has a bump in the road. So just help them understand that crap happens, some certain situations suck, but help them deal with it. Give them advice and support on how to get through it and come out stronger. I promise you on that one. And I talked about this earlier, be mindful of where your time is going, right? So again, when you're on the couch watching TV with your family, you pick up the phone and you see a coach. Is it one you're going to answer, or is it one that you're going to leave for later? So here's the statistics of Beachbody coaching. And it's just like pretty much anything in life with balance. You want to spend 80% of your time on your top 20 coaches, okay? So the rest of the 80%, you want to spend 20% of your time. Now, I am not saying this to be mean. I'm not saying this to be cruel, but there will be people, again, who earn your time. Not everybody's in it to win it. Not everybody's in it and sprinting to rank advance after rank advance. You want to make sure that those top coaches are where most of your time is going, so you can help them get to the goals that they have set for themselves and they are working towards. And of course, don't forget about your own business. So you have 20%, you want to spend 20% of your entire business schedule on your coaches, and you want to spend the rest of the 80% on your own business. So this is recruiting new coaches. This is time on your challenge groups. This is recruiting for challenge groups, hitting Success Club, rank advancing yourself. Don't forget about your own business. So when you get those new coaches, don't just throw yours out the window because there's no guarantee on each coach and what they will do, right? Our goals and our ideas of stuff change, and that's okay. If somebody comes into this full force saying, I want to make it a business, I want to build a business, I want to work from home, I want to make a 6-figure income, and then a couple months down the road, they decide that maybe it's just not for them, or maybe they're just not willing to put in the time. That's okay. But you have to remember that all coaches, sometimes our visions change, and you cannot pinpoint your business and leave it up to your coaches on how you're going to succeed. You always want to be working your own business because you are the only for sure thing in your business. You will have coaches rank advance and drop, and that's fine. I will guarantee you guys, every single person in this company has rank advanced and dropped. Everyone. I've been one of them. So it's normal, but just remember that is the way it goes, right? And like I said, coaches, their visions change, and that's fine. But you don't want to be holding all of your business on everybody else. You want to be always working your business because, again, when you're working your business, when you're hitting Success Club, rank advancing, doing PD and posting and working out and seeing results, that's what your coaches are going to see, and that's what they're going to do. So make sure you stay consistent with that. Okay. I will start.